Hi, thanks for tuning in. I'm here today tasting 4 wines from Avalon. They are a California producer. This is what I would call supermarket juice. And what I mean by that is these wines are very readily available, whether you're going to go to Ralph's or Kroger's, Total Wine on the East Coast. Big chains tend to carry these wines. They're made in large quantities and the prices are quite reasonable. First off, we've got Sauvignon Blanc. This is Napa Valley appellated. It's great citrus. It is full of acid. It's going to go great with food. It's sort of a typical Napa Valley Sauvignon Blanc. It's a bit middle of the road, and I mean that in a good way in this case. It's not super grassy, super citrusy. It's got those typical Sauvignon Blanc characteristics without going way too far in one direction or the other. For around $10, I checked on winesearcher.com. That's the average price in the United States, is about $10. Hard to beat. Then we've got Avalon Chardonnay. This is California appellated, so the juice comes from all over the state. But Avalon is owned by Purple Wine Company, which owns a number of different brands, so they have access to all kinds of fruit. Again, this is about $10 on the shelf. And for $10, this is classically Chardonnay. It's got a little bit of toastiness to it, but for the most part it's got those orchard fruit flavors that you're looking for, and it's got some spice. It's incredibly drinkable, clearly Chardonnay, which is important at that price point to me. I mean, it's important at any price point, but that's the main thing I'm looking for. Is it enjoyable, and does it taste like what it's supposed to taste like? And for $10, these are both tasty white wines. Now we move over to the reds. I've got Pinot Noir. I'm going to be honest, Pinot Noir is perhaps the grape I am personally the most finicky about. And this wine is $10, and I'm a bit dubious. I mean, I've already tasted it, and I was a bit dubious, but retasting it here, again, not dubious now because I've already tasted it. But for $10, what's interesting is it's clearly Pinot Noir. It's not too sweet. Pinot Noir in this price point or near this price point tends to be very sweet and cloying almost. Not dessert wine-ish, but just too sweet for my taste, and often doesn't really taste like Pinot Noir because in many cases there's a lot of, the legal limit of something else in there, which is really not what we're looking for with Pinot Noir. I tasted this last night for the first time on a virtual tasting with about 10 other members of the wine industry, and we all agreed that we couldn't think of another Pinot Noir in the $10 price range that really could beat this in terms of tasting like Pinot Noir, being quite tasty and drinkable, and also not being sweet and too fruity. So for $10, really a bargain. And then we've got Avalon Cabernet Sauvignon Napa Valley. They've got a couple of cabs. This is their Napa Valley cab. This one you're going to find on the shelf for just under $20. Red and black cherry, good spice, decent amount of tannin. It was a little tight when I tasted it last night. Right now it's opened up. It's got a bit of earthiness on the finish. For under $20, this is really lovely Cabernet Sauvignon. You're going to find these wines all over the place. If you're in the market for everyday drinking, good values, they taste like what they're supposed to taste like, which is really important and is not always the case. So I would definitely recommend these for your, Wednesday night with falafel or whatever you're having. Use them for cocktails too, if you like. Especially at these price points, at the $10 range, they can certainly make a cocktail base. You can use these as a cocktail base. It'd be great. And the Cabernet Sauvignon with a burger, whatever, it's lovely. Cheers.